So today I'm talking about winter running versus summer running, pros and cons, and what, in my opinion, most people prefer. So keep on watching, keep on listening, hope you find it useful. Welcome back to consecutive day 1624 of a diary of a runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, a distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, and do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1624 of a diary of a runpreneur. And today's topic is about winter running versus summer running. And what do I prefer and why? And what do I think the majority of runners prefer and why? So, first and foremost, a bit of a spoiler alert here. In my opinion, I think people prefer winter running more than summer running as a generalisation. And the reason for my opinion is that during these winter months, we're into November now, coming to the back end of autumn, into the winter season, I've seen more and more people out running in cold, dark, wet conditions than I have throughout the whole of spring and summer, through the beautiful sunny weather and shorts and vest weather and all that side of things. And why do I think that is? Well, first and foremost, I prefer the opposite. I prefer running in the sunny, hot conditions where you can wear a vest and shorts. It's not for everyone, and I can understand why, because when you run in the hotter conditions in the sun, the sun is really dangerous to runners, I suppose, to a certain degree. It saps, it dehydrates you much quicker, you sweat more, you can get kind of sunstroke, you can get sunburn. There's lots of kind of variables that come into play when the sun is out, and also you can overheat. Now, when you're running and it's really cold, you don't often overheat because the temperature that you're running in keeps you cool. And obviously, if you're wearing the right running equipment, your body should be maintained at a nice enough temperature to run, so you can generally run for longer with less stress in your body. In the summer, if it's really hot conditions and you're not hydrated enough, or you haven't taken the necessary precautions, it can be dangerous. You can dehydrate. When you sweat so much, you can get delirious. You can hit the wall a lot easier. So that, for me, is probably why people generally prefer to run in the winter months. The other kind of consideration is that a lot of people train throughout autumn and winter for the kind of early spring events. So in the kind of marathon or running calendars, generally speaking, the bigger events, or the marathons, ultra marathons, are normally always planned predominantly around early spring and kind of mid to late autumn would be, or sometimes early autumn, when the temperatures are more suitable for endurance activities where you're pushing your body to the limits. So generally speaking, the majority of the bigger ones, well, no, it's not generally speaking at all. I think a lot of people train through autumn and winter for the spring events, and I think that kind of coincides quite nicely with New Year's resolutions and a new start, new beginning, new ambitions. I think once you get past spring and you're into summer, you're into kind of summer holiday mode, relaxation mode, chill out mode, and unless you're actually physically training for an event in the autumn, you're less likely to get out there and train. So yeah, I mean, I prefer the sun and the summer because I don't like the cold in general. I don't like being wet, damp, cold. It makes me, I just feel more uncomfortable. I would rather graft it out, almost borderline overheating, with a vest and a pair of shorts on in the sun. The sun just feels positive. It gives me positivity. I think that's probably one of the reasons I enjoy it. Today, quite nice conditions, to be fair. It's a bit fresh. It's kind of 9 degrees centigrade, but it's a nice day with minimal wind, and it's quite bright, so I can't complain today. But you'll see, if you watch my vlog, many days when I'm running in the pitch black, freezing cold, the rain. You can always tell how heavy the rain is by the drips on the lens of the camera that I'm holding, which will give you a good indication of the weather conditions. But yeah, ultimately, before I draw this one to a conclusion, I'm out with my 13-year-old son Leo. Say hi, Leo.
Hi.
So what do you prefer, Leo? Do you prefer running in the summer, in the warmer conditions, or do you prefer running in the autumn and winter in the colder, wetter, darker, damper conditions? And what's your reason for your decision?
I definitely prefer running in the summer because if there's, I prefer it because it seems much more. I don't know how to explain it, but in the winter, the conditions are cold, wet, sort of dampens the spirit a bit, and it's just not as enjoyable.
Stay behind me on this bit, mate, just before I go past a horse. The joys of running on farmland. Thank you. It always scares me when we run past horses, because you look at how powerful they are. It doesn't take much of a kick from one of them to do some serious damage. But anyway, carry on, sorry.
But in the summer, it's like you get more enjoyment out of it. As I get it can be hard and harder and you sweat more, but it's just running in a hoodie and stuff is just doesn't really. I'm not sure how to explain it really.
Okay, well, I get your point. So basically, I think the learnings from my diary today, I'll summarise Leo's thoughts as well, is that winter versus summer running, ultimately it comes down to people's opinions and people's preferences really. But there's more challenges, I believe, in summer running than there is in winter. I think it's far more difficult to keep your temperature regulated in the hotter weather conditions, especially if the sun is beating down on you. Whereas in the winter, you can always put layers on to keep your body regulated, and if the temperature is cold enough, it will constantly keep your temperature below a certain threshold, which is safe. I think that it's also dependent on the distance that you're running. I certainly think endurance events, hence they're always scheduled for either spring or autumn, where the weather conditions are more favourable. I think doing those in the summer months is incredibly difficult, so training for them is incredibly challenging. 5k, 10ks, possibly even up to half marathons, not so much of an issue. Certainly marathon and ultra marathon, the summer, the temperature is going to have a bigger impact, certainly when fueling becomes a big kind of point. Leo, my 13-year-old son, summed it up quite nicely actually. I think he said that it's less motivating to run in the winter. You're already thinking about the cold weather, the damp weather, the dark weather, and it's kind of off-putting before you even get started. In actual fact, even though I prefer running this summer for the reasons of the sun and the weather being a kind of positive kind of contributor to kind of mindset, mental health and all that side of things, I actually think winter running is never as bad as you think it's going to be. It's always the perception that makes it seem worse than the reality, and I think that's probably why the reality is probably the reason why there's more runners out in the winter months than I see in the summer. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this, so drop me a line or comment. I'll respond to everyone. But do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, to give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Say bye, Leo.
Bye.